Hey everyone, there's Arizona or a girl who fell in love with USA and welcome back to my channel. Today I was thinking about recording some new video but I didn't have any idea. So I was ready to watch The Conjuring. There was an opening and I was like, oh my god, I'm going to record a video about Annabelle. And the video is here. I know someone has already recorded a video about this hella creepy doll, but I hope you will enjoy it as much as me. Annabelle doesn't really look like in the movie. She was originally just an antique raggedy doll from a hobby shop. Annabelle was a present for Donna, who has a birthday at that time. She was a college student living with her friend Angie, and Donna was ready to graduate with a nursing degree. Donna was so happy when she got the doll and she placed the doll on her bed. And strange things are coming. Both of girls, Donna and Angie, noticed some weird things about the doll. Annabelle was moving by herself. At first the doll was just changing positions, but one day the girls found Annabelle in a different room than in which she was before. For example, Donna and Angie sometimes found Annabelle how she was leaning against the chair in the dining room. And another example, Donna left Annabelle on the couch, but when she came back, the doll was in her room and the door were closed. Annabelle wasn't just able to move, but she was also writing notes on parchment paper. There were notes with "Help us" or "Help Lou," and the writings looked like it was written by a small child. One night, Annabelle was moving again, but for Donna, it wasn't the same as any other day. She looked at the doll and she found out there are drops of blood on the back of doll's hands and chest. The girls were probably scared, so they called the medium and then a seance was held. At that time, Donna is introduced to Annabelle Higgins. And who was Annabelle Higgins? Annabelle Higgins was a 7-year-old girl whose body was found in the field, where the apartment complex now stands. This poor little girl said to the medium that she felt comfortable with these girls and she wanted to stay because she wanted to be loved. And now Lou, a friend of Donna and Angie, is coming to the crime scene. Okay, it was a joke. Let's be serious again. So, as I said, Lou is a friend of these girls and he was with girls, in this case with the doll from the start. Lou didn't like the doll and he said Donna 100 times the doll is evil and the thing that she should get rid of Annabelle. Donna liked the doll too much. She didn't have a heart to rid of her, so she wasn't listening to her friend. But it looks like Donna's decision was totally wrong. It looks like it's just a normal night. Lou woke up from a deep sleep with a feel of panic. Lou had a nightmare once again, but this time it was different. He's awakened, but he can't move. Looking around the room, but he can't find anything strange. But then, when he looks at his feet, there's Annabelle who is slowly gliding up his legs. And then, when she was on his chest, something bad happened. The doll started choking Lou. After a while, Lou blacked out because of the choking. Lou woke up next morning and he's sure it wasn't just a dream. The boy is ready to get rid of this doll by himself. This wasn't the last experience with Annabelle. Friends were ready to do a road trip. Angie was in the apartment with Lou reading a map. Their apartment looks like a nice and quiet place, until weird sounds are coming from Donna's room. Lou decided to find out what's the sound. Lou waited for the noises to stop before entering and turning on the light. The room was empty, just Annabelle was there in the corner of the room. Lou was looking around the room because they thought someone forced entered Donna's room, but the place was empty. He got close to the doll and he felt like there's someone behind him. He turned around quickly, but there wasn't anyone. Lou found himself grabbing for his chest, cut and bleeding. There was blood on his shirt and on his chest. There were 7 distinct claw marks, 3 vertically and 4 horizontally. All were hot like burns. The scratches healed really quickly, half gone the next day, fully gone by day 2. After these events, Donna realized it's not a ghost of a little poor girl, but it's something demonic. So she called Episcopal priest named Father Higgin. Father Higgin felt it was a spiritual matter and felt he needed to contact a higher authority in the church. So he contacted Father Cook, who contacted Trumplies, the Warrens. Ed and Lorraine were really interested in that case, so they contacted Donna. After some speaking with the friends Donna, Angie, and Lou, the Warrens know that the doll itself was not in fact possessed, but manipulated by an inhuman presence. Spirits do not possess inanimate objects like houses or toys. They possess people. An inhuman spirit can attach itself to a place or object, as we can see in Annabelle's case. The spirit manipulated the doll and created the illusion of it being alive. But that spirit was not looking to stay attached to the doll, it was looking to possess a human. This inhuman demonic spirit was essentially in the infestation stage of the phenomenon. The first thing what happened was teleportation, just because the evil spirit wanted an attention. Calling medium was a big mistake because the evil spirit was able to communicate through the medium. The evil spirit looks like it's just a little innocent girl who was killed by someone. But is it true? The demonic doll has a negative spirit, and this spirit aroused fear through the weird movements of that doll. It brought about the materialization of disturbing handwritten notes, the symbolic drops of blood on the doll, and ultimately it even attacked Lou, leaving behind the symbolic mark of the beast. The next stage of this infestation phenomenon would have been complete human possession. If this situation would keep another 2 or 3 or more weeks, the spirit would have completely possessed and maybe killed some of the friends. There's a need of recitation of an exorcism blessing by fire cook to cleanse the apartment. Donna requested the Warrens to bring Annabelle away together with them. Ed placed the doll in the back seat and agreed he would not take the interstate in the event the inhuman spirit still resided with the doll. And Ed did the right thing. The way back to home was really dangerous, because at each dangerous curve the car swerved and stalled with every corner, causing the power steering and brakes to fail. Ed turned to the back seat to his black bag and he took out a vial of holy water and doused the doll, making the sign of the cross over it. And do you know what happened? The disturbances stopped, so the Warrens could come back safely. One day, Father Jason Bradford, a Catholic exorcist, came to the house. When he saw Annabelle, he said, "You are just a rag doll, Annabelle. You can't hurt anyone." And he threw the doll back to the chair, but Ed said to him, "That's one thing you better not say." Upon leaving an hour later, Lauren pleaded to the priest to please be careful driving and to call her when he arrived home. Lauren discerned tragedy for this young priest, but he had to go his way. A few hours later, Father Jason called Lauren and explained that his brakes had failed as he entered a busy intersection. He was involved in a near-fatal accident, destroying his vehicle. This was just one of many such events that occurred over the next few years. The Warrens had a special place for Annabelle in their occult museum. Since that case, Annabelle hasn't moved, but she's responsible for the death of one young man who came to the museum on motorcycle with his girlfriend. The young man, after hearing Ed's account of the doll, defiantly went up and began to bang on the case, insisting that if the doll can put scratches on people, then he wanted to also be scratched. Ed said to the young man, "Son, you need to leave," and put him out of the building. On the way home, the young man and his girlfriend were laughing and making fun of the doll when he lost control of his motorcycle and went head-on into a tree. The young man was killed, but his girlfriend survived and was hospitalized for over a year. When they asked what happened, the young woman explained that they were laughing about the doll when they lost control of the motorcycle. Ed warns you, do not challenge evil. No man is more powerful than Satan. Okay, this is the end of this video. I hope you enjoyed this video as much as me. And if you want to visit this museum and see Annabelle, remember the warning. Positively do not open.